Okay, so I don't have much of an intro today. That's literally the intro.
That's a good one.
Well,
Yeah.
normally I like wait for it to pop in. I'm like, I've got nothing. Like Bueller, hello. So that's where we're starting. Starting from a blank slate.
Why not?
So
Well, you are coming to us from a different location.
I am. Look at how cute this location is behind me. It looks fake. It's real though.
It
And
does
it
kind of
says
look.
the sign, which I have to read for you. It says, "This must be the place," which is ironic.
So fitting.
Yes.
So fitting. Well, we did
It's
kind of
must be the
hint
place.
last week, right, that you were going to Savannah. So
Yep.
coming to us from
Coming to you live from the Peach State. So actually, I do have something to show you guys because you guys will laugh. Tom drew me a map because I thought it was Northern Georgia because South Carolina is right above me.
No,
It is in fact not
that's
Northern
hilarious.
Georgia.
Correct. Yeah, you are closer to Florida than you are to
North Georgia.
South. Yeah.
So I just wanted to share my map with you guys this morning. So do I update first then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I have been in Savannah now for about half a week. And the theme of which I'm calling this trip is the story that I'm telling myself.
Okay, say more. Yeah. Give us more words.
So it's interesting. We are in the process of obviously pitching. We are in the process of needing to do a lot. And I am on a quote, vacation / trip. Trip. Yes. Once you have kids, it's a trip.
Yeah.
Until they no longer come with you or they can, feed themselves, take care of themselves, shop themselves, drive themselves, then it becomes a vacation again. I've concluded. So it's interesting because the universe places things, I think, in divine timing, because as you guys are the ones who are pitching from my list, I have a lot of internal shit coming up that I know is all me. Of like, you should be the one doing this. Why aren't you doing this? You're not doing enough. You're not being enough. You're not doing enough. You're not contributing enough. They're going to make the money. They're going to raise the money without you. Like this whole narrative that's really super fun.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
So you're finally CEOing the way you're supposed to. You're also CEOing as a manifester the way you're supposed to.
And that feels really uncomfortable.
That totally makes sense though.
I know. So it's interesting because like, some of the conversations, like you guys saw me at the pool the other day.
Yeah.
I'm like booking, a call with the guys from Chicago and, doing stuff, but it doesn't fit the normal 9 to 5. It doesn't fit the normal narrative. Like Amelia said, fuck you to naps this trip too. So sure. It's like literally like where Tom and I were saying, they were like, okay, we're going to do, work every day from, her nap time of 12 to like 2:30. Hasn't happened. So it's been like, oh, pocket this morning. Like this morning I woke up and I went to the gym because I have a gym that's beautiful, like right nearby. And then I got back and it was like 30 minutes of work before everyone woke up. And then like he's taking the kids, and after this, podcast, it'll be 30 more minutes. And then at a coffee shop, it was 45 minutes yesterday. But I have like all of this stuff coming up. I was like, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not what I'm supposed to do. This is not what it's supposed to look like.
What's funny though, is I feel like we're just as productive though with you like CEOing like that.
Mm-hmm. It's all internal. You guys have said nothing about this. It is all internal.
That's like funny.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because like some of the other, like we looked at condo yesterday while we're down here just to kind of get an idea of like where we want to live, what we want it to look like. And like as I'm doing that, I got like 3 calls from three emails from like past clients who want to work with me again. So like I know I'm doing the right shit, but like it feels totally uncomfortable of like, whatever, it's Wednesday and I'm out to brunch. And then after brunch, I looked at a condo, but like still like having stuff come in. So I'm like, this manifestor aspect of being is like a whole different level of deepness when I'm not like at the house and can control the circumstances.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it brings all into perspective though, with like time spent doesn't necessarily mean more productivity, right? Like you can be productive and not spend as much time on something.
Or like this morning, I'm doing the lat pull and I'm just like, wow, that would be a really good idea for the aligned algorithm. So like I step off the machine, voice text Paul, go back on the machine and go back to doing what I'm doing. I'm like, this feels so strange. And then he's like, that's great. I can expand that out into, a 6-page document of how we can build that algorithm in. So I'm like, okay, like we're on the right track, but it's another level of growth that still doesn't feel comfortable. Which like,
So what are you doing to combat that feeling?
Just doing it anyway.
Good.
Going to the aquarium after I get off the podcast today,
Good.
going to the sea turtle rescue because why not?
Correct.
Yeah.
And looking at a different condo. So
Nice.
yeah.
Good.
So still pushing through and figuring it out and not trying to have it look like anything. We had a like little spreadsheet of like, this is what the days will look like. And this is when we'll work. And Amelia's like, fuck you, they will. And we kind of deleted it. And we're just like going in the morning. We're like, okay, cool. She slept well last night. She's in a happy disposition. We'll do X, Y, and Z today. So just kind of taking it as it comes.
That's all you can do.
Another level of like, I fucking surrender. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my update, is the story I'm telling myself.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. Jade, do you want to go?
The things that I want to say really badly, I can't say still. So
It's hard.
there's a lot going on, continuing to be like outside of my, like, they're not about me, right? So different, let's see, how can I say? So a lot more layers figured out this week regarding my son that's been having a lot of like mental health battles in the last several months. And so we have gotten somewhere with some knowledge about what might be going on with him. So that's very helpful, but it's also really heavy. And one thing I love is that we will be able to know for certain if one of the hypothesis of the neuropsych is correct by an MRI. So I think that's cool, because sometimes when you get a diagnosis and it's just like, here it is, this is what you have, it's not really helpful. But when you can say, well, the MRI will show it, I don't know. There's a lot of comfort in that, I feel like. So that's good. And then just continuing to kind of like set a lot of boundaries with my ex. Let's put it that way.
Boundaries, such a fun word.
Boundaries.
Yeah, a lot of boundaries.
And it's interesting because like from an observer, you have amazing ironclad boundaries. You're like, another level. Yay.
Yeah, that's true. I do. I have in the past year or so gotten way better with boundaries, but this is boundaries that I have to continue to set. Like I have to keep doing actionable items to keep the boundaries in place, and that's can be exhausting. But as far as like personally, and I'll say more about this in the astrology update, I'm feeling energized and feeling good, just in my body. The planets are aligned right now, let's put it that way, for me to just kind of be in a thriving space as opposed to must work on your shit space. So I really like that.
You're in the we a little bit personal stuff.
Yeah. Which
Good.
allows me to deal with all the other stuff in a way that feels good inside my body, with my fire, with my Aries. We'll say more about it later.
Oh, hell yeah.
I
love that shit.
Good old Aries.
Oh yeah.
I met a the other day too. I just collect them. I'm like, here, come here, little Aries.
Another one of us.
Another Aries.
Yep. So
that's amazing.
It is.
What's your personal update, Kaylin?
Oh God. Well, I'm like, how do I talk about this without saying exactly everything?
It's hard.
Let's see. Well, earlier this week, I was in a situation with my 5-year-old that was very triggering with him at school. And so I think it's worth talking about. So he said something, as 5-year-olds do. I have a feeling he was repeating something maybe he had heard somebody else at school say. He goes to a really small charter school, so they try to keep the younger kids and the older kids separated, but they do obviously cross paths. And he last week over dinner, I think it was, said that he heard 8th graders playing in the gym say bad words. And we were like, well, what did they say? And he was like, oh, I can't say it. And we're like, okay, you've got permission, you can say it. And he goes, fuck that. Sure. Sure. Yeah. That's bad. So it's like, I know that he like takes stuff from school. He knows what he's supposed to say. Well, he said something, it wasn't a cuss word, but it is something that is very frowned upon saying in a public place. And so
My mind is going to a million different places.
Yeah, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
So,
So
Jade, I know what he said. It's not that, Jade.
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Continue.
it's not sexual, that's for sure. You definitely shouldn't say it in a school, though.
It wasn't about his peeper.
It wasn't about his peeper, no. But he did say something to an older student, and that student told their teacher, and their teacher went to his teacher. And so his teacher had a conversation with him, asked him why he said it. Of course, he said, I don't know. And asked him why it wouldn't be appropriate to say that at school or anywhere. And he, understood. They had a conversation, but I got an email from the teacher about the situation, and she had CC'd the leadership team at the school on the email. And I got it at 5:45 in the evening. And you guys know we go to bed at 7. So also my child literally melts down pretty much every single night because he's so exhausted from just being a human all day long and holding it together at school. And so evenings are they're just hard. And we've just kind of gotten used to them being hard, and we give him a lot of grace at night, but we also don't have intense discussions about saying things at school in the evening because those are just never going to go well. Right. Realistically, even right after we pick him up from school, we kind of got to be careful. We got to give him some time to play with his toys and do whatever the hell he wants to do, eat some food. I don't know, do what you got to do, bud.
Welcome back to the earth, Hayden.
Get it back in his body.
Yeah. And we try to not tell him to do much. And I give him a lot of help in the evening. So anyway, all that to say, I get this email at 5:45 and I start to get heated. That Aries fire just really comes out of me, because when I was in elementary school, I was a very innocent elementary student. And not once, but twice, I said things that one of them, I repeated what a kid said to me and I said it back to him, and then was berated by the school's dean, taken out of class, told that I knew exactly what I was saying and I knew what it meant, and I had no clue what the hell it meant. And then the second time, I was again berated by my teacher, told that it was inappropriate, that I said that, all this stuff. And I was like, what's inappropriate? I don't know. What does that even
know what that word means?
It was very innocent things. So anyway, I was like, don't you ever fucking do that to my child. Don't you dare make my child feel that way. He is 5 years old and he is innocent as shit. He would never say anything to intimidate someone or to hurt someone, or he definitely didn't know what he was saying. So I went all loose lips. Thank God it was just me and Anthony, and I just ran my mouth for a bit. And thank God he is the calm to my crazy, and he brought us back down after I got it all out of my system. And he's like, Kaylin, your calm is your superpower. And I was like, oh, all right. And so I put a nice little email together response and gave guidance as to, moving forward, how we parent him and how I would address the situation with him next time. And I thanked her and for, letting me know. I asked her to let me know earlier in the day and I handled it. Felt good afterwards. But man, that was like, oh, that's a younger part of myself I haven't healed. Whoa. There you are.
Hello.
Yeah. Damn. So parenting, so fun. Cute.
The whole time you're talking, I'm just like going in my mind how I went to all of our charts to see where Venus and Aries is in our charts right now, how it's affecting us, all three of us personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait to talk about my little
Is it my home
section.
I mean, I think that's a pretty good transition. Don't leave us hanging, Jade.
Should we do astrology and then back up to shaman? Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It doesn't matter.
There are no rules. Just do it, Jade.
No rules, just right. So yes, Venus is in Aries and it will be there till March 16th. So let's talk about Venus. Venus is how and what you love. Venus doesn't necessarily like being in Aries because it wants to be soft and loving, and Aries is a fiery, pushy, aggressive energy.
Sexy energy.
It is sexy. I love Venus and Aries. I like people with Venus and Aries. I like how they're spicy and they know what they want and they go and get it, So we've joked a lot about I think, did we say it last time? Drive like your Mars is in Aries. Did we tell that story, Cass? Yes. So we already know that Cass's Mars is in Aries and it's sitting right on her MC line, meaning that when she goes out into the world to talk to people about business, she has a lot of masculine, forward, CEO, boardroom energy.
BDE.
Yep, which we call BDE. And so Venus right now is sitting directly on Cass's Mars. So I feel like that feels pretty good to you, right?
Yeah.
Do you like that? Yeah. It's
no
just
problem with it.
Yeah, it's just meeting that and riding with it.
I think it actually makes me enjoy the CEO BDE side of myself a little bit more than I normally.
Yeah, but to the point you were making at the very beginning of the podcast, those feelings of I should be doing more or any of that guilt, that actually is the low road of Venus and Aries sitting on your Mars, right? Yeah. That makes it, right? So it's so fun. So Kaylin, Venus and Aries, do you already know where
my Venus is in Aries in my birth chart?
Exactly.
I know that because we had so many fucking conversations about my Venus and Aries.
That's right. And your Mercury is sitting right on your Venus as well. So you have Mercury and Venus working together in your birth chart already. This is one of the main things that makes you as sharp as you are, Kaylin. You're just so freaking smart. And love work, right? Love to work because it's all connected to your moon and all that stuff we've talked about. Yeah. So Venus is sitting on right now, on your Venus again, which is going to add to your probably feeling like you can get a lot more done, mentally feeling yummy. Jupiter's there too, right beside it.
I've been so productive this week. It is unfucking real. Can I tell you? Exactly. So much work shit. My lists are just fucking blowing up. And home shit too. Home personal life shit. Yeah. I literally was working and on the phone yesterday at the same time.
While nursing the baby.
Killing the nap game.
Yeah. You're I got this. I can do this. And you can because you're being aided by this.
And she's a generator. On top of all of this shit.
Exactly. So it's just adding to it's like pouring gas, an extra turbo gas in your generator motor, right? So you can work with that till March 16th, super hard motor boating. But in addition to that, as you were telling that story, right? It's that ignition of fury and don't you, right? That's also happening with your Aries.
I was about to blow up that school.
Exactly.
Blow them up.
Need Anthony to like back up and be like, okay, let's look at this bird's eye view and really think about like what do we need to, you're like, wait, okay, maybe I don't need to blow the school up, but I sure could.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm only 4 hours away if you need help.
Thank you.
Just throwing that out
Listen,
there.
I was about to report their playground is unsafe, send him a bill for the stitches my son had. I mean, blow them the fuck up. When I say I was running my mouth,
Yeah,
it was a
I
good thing
believe it.
both of my kids were in bed because I was running my mouth.
I believe it.
She was still
Mercury-
spicy the following morning.
Mercury and Venus hugging each other right in your chart. Jupiter and Venus riding right on that, all that energy. It's like sharp, 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 explosive, energetic. And then for me, it is on my Jupiter. So Jupiter is expansion and Venus is sitting right on there. And giving me this little break from this Chiron return that I'm still in the middle of. It just feels like, to me, instead of spicy, it feels just really invigorating and like you got this energy. Like
I've
you
totally
can-
seen that in you this week for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I couldn't be more thankful.
It's just like, instead of this like kind of like melting, like, oh my God, I don't know. It's just like, oh, I'm fine.
You're like, I got this. It's
Yeah.
fine. We're doing
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
please tell me
totally.
for you, Jade, that stays till like December 31st of 2024.
But see, my Chiron return's going to be over pretty soon, and then you won't have to deal with any of this bullshit anymore.
For what, another 7 or 14 years? What is the number?
No, it's gonna like Chiron's it's just kind of riding, but it ends next year.
But when does Chiron return again? Like, when is the return of the Jedi?
So I have it written down somewhere, but I can't remember the date.
I'm
Wait.
just curious.
Wait, say it. Where are you going to look for it?
In my
In your
ephemeris.
The awkward silence was Kaylin and I are making a drinking game out of ephemeris if you missed the last episode.
damn it, you said the word again, Cass.
Oh no, sip.
I'll join.
We're also all hopped up on caffeine. There's collective coffees going around.
Seriously though. But anyway, I think it's safe to say that for the three of us, Venus and Aries is doing some really yummy things for all of us. And we need that because we need that encouragement with all the stuff that's going on with our business. And
I feel like we should talk about what happened Monday morning, Sunday night into Monday morning, because we, what happened? I don't know. We were on the phone at 4 a.m.
Oh,
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, what do you mean what happened?
I blocked it out.
Nobody slept.
That was weird. We all didn't sleep and we all had weird stomach pains. You threw up.
I threw up.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
just thrown up. I am never awake at 4 a.m. I didn't sleep.
Ever.
I knew you guys are meeting at 5 a.m. and I just like, that was, yeah, say
To give you guys some backstory on the podcast, because they probably have no idea what the fuck
Yeah,
we're
they're like, what
Yeah,
the
they're
fuck
like,
is wrong with these three?
talking. Wow, this podcast is going to cause me to wake up at 4. I don't want to listen to this shit anymore. So on Sunday afternoon, I think it was, while I was packing up to head to Savannah on Monday, I got this download of things that I needed to do before I left town. And it was like, I don't have time to do these. Like, we leave at whatever, 11 a.m. Like, this is ridiculous. So Spirit's like, you do have time to do them and you're going to get them done. So I was like, okay, what time do we do them? The Spirit's like 4 a.m. I was like, oh shit, that's nasty. So I messaged Kaylin. I was like, hey, you down to do something crazy really early in the morning? And this one's like, let's roll. We ride at dawn.
I was like, sure, I'm up.
And I didn't message Jade because Jade is, as she said, never up at 4 a.m.
That's
So-
cruel, unusual punishment to poor Jade.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like if you would have asked me, I would have been like, please
No.
don't ask me.
So
But
Kayla and I committed, and I was
yeah.
like, once we committed, I let Jade know. I was like, just so you know, this is what we're doing. Don't feel obligated. And she's like, trust me, I won't feel obligated at all.
Mm-mm.
She's like, I'll feel obligated if it's like 9 a.m. Eastern, but not 4 a.m. Eastern. That's not a
Right.
thing. So, Sunday rolls around, we all go to bed, we're like ready to go. Kaylin goes to sleep at, her normal
7.
7:30. Oh, 7, sorry. I laid down at 8 and could not sleep until 2 a.m. It was like one thing after another, download after another, thing that I was supposed to do after another. And I was like, Spirit, like, what the fuck? And kind of going back to my camel hump. I was like, I'm going to be so tired. And it's like, no, you're not. Just go ahead and make this one more list. So I was up sending messages till about 1:30 to when I finally finished my last assignment, if you will. I like instantly fell asleep and had the most peaceful sleep. So I'm up, I get up at like 4 o'clock, and Jade is texting me before Kaylin's even conscious. Jade's
Oh
like, I'm
no,
ready.
I had been conscious.
Oh,
I didn't
yes.
sleep. I
But-
went to bed at 7 and was up every hour to like 45 minutes on the toilet because I felt nauseous
Yes.
all night long. Thought like, because I'm diabetic, I'm like, is this my blood sugar? Like, is something wrong with my pump site? No, blood sugar was fine.
That's right. Because
Just
didn't you get
fucking sick all goddamn night long.
And you got a cup of coffee at what, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. So Anthony left for work at 3:15. I poured myself a cup of coffee right after he left. And I was like, well, I guess I'm up. Like, I'll just wait till Cass lets me know she's awake. And I like fed Kennedy and then fell asleep with him on me.
And I went to bed at 10:30, did not sleep, was up every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, felt sick, felt gross. I was just laying there and I knew, I like looked at I'm like, sure enough, it's 3:55. Okay, Cass, your Zoom room. And you're like, what? You're awake? I'm like, sure as shit am.
That was my response. So Jade and I get there and we're sitting there kind of doing work, and we don't hear from Kaylin because Kaylin's now asleep after her cup of coffee and after feeding Kennedy. So we got probably a good, 45 minutes to an hour worth of stuff like organized and prepped and ready.
Mhm.
And then Kaylin comes in and motorboats the world.
Yep.
And yeah, we were done, I think by like 8 o'clock,
Yes.
7:45, 8 o'clock. We had
Yeah.
basically pushed a whole work day of shit.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the twilight zone, but it was really, let's not do it again anytime soon. But
Right.
I feel
I
like
make
it's just
zero
inevitable.
promises. Yeah, I make zero promises on
I
that.
think it's inevitable because you, Cass.
It's not my fault. It's not me. Why does everyone blame me? So speaking of blaming me, let's move to the cockroach.
Yes. Shaman section.
So get down to Savannah at 11 o'clock at night. We get in. I have Whole Foods deliver groceries. Like, we're feeling good. We get the kids to bed. We're like getting settled in to, our Airbnb for the 10 days that we're down here. And I go to sit on the couch, and all of a sudden I see a cockroach that is about 3 inches long, leisurely strutting across the kitchen floor.
It's not even dark.
It's not dark.
How dare he?
The whole kitchen is lit up. There was just a ton of noise from kids coming in, bags coming in, everything. And like, normally cockroaches scurry. This one is literally like on a runway. I swear to God, it was like,
A lot of Leo in that cockroach.
there's a lot of Leo. So I'm like, oh, look, cockroach. And Tom's like, what the fuck? I have pictures, and I've shown them pictures. He literally runs shirtless, like across the house, digging through shoes, finding the biggest shoe, and is beating the shit out of the cockroach before I could even say anything else. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. Like, the Airbnb is super clean. There's like brand new windows. Like, there's no bugs in here. I was like, and this guy like couldn't scurry in through a crack. Like, he's chunky. So I was like, he was a chunky cockroach, or a palmetto bug, as they call them down here. It's a cockroach. So automatically my head goes to, because he was like the size of the pet one that I had when I was a kid.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you killed Fred. He's like, Fred needed to go. And I was like, okay. So I go to bed and kind of think nothing of it. And then my dream that night automatically takes me to cockroach, and like connecting into, I guess, the soul, if you will, of the cockroach. And like, I know. And it's like, I was just welcoming you to the state. Like, what the actual fuck? You could have just asked me to leave and I would have left. Like, there's not going to be more, like, because Tom left all the lights on when he went to bed because he was worried about like waking up and stepping on one. I'm like, dude, like, calm down. Like, it's not a thing. So I went to bed and, connecting in and whatever. And it's like, I was just welcoming you to the state, wanted to say hi, wanted to say welcome. We also have an osprey nest, like right down at the end of the road. So, basically have a southern hawk, if you will, that's sitting there, like looking down every time I walk outside. But I was like, you killed my greeting committee. Like my greeting committee said, hello, welcome to the South. And you basically just squashed the shit out of him. So
last week you were talking to rocks, and this week you're talking to the soul of the cockroach.
Well, now he's deceased. I don't know what he gets reincarnated as after you do a lifetime cycle as a cockroach.
He was probably sent to something bigger and better.
I don't know. He did a good job messaging, but like a lot of Leo, lots of literally a strutting cockroach. Yeah. So I kind of wish I would have taken a video before Tom aggressively smashed the shit out of him.
When you lived in the South, Kaylin, did the palmetto bugs like strut and go slow like that? Or that's not
we didn't. So I only had one palmetto bug in my entire time there.
Really?
Because they spray for them like crazy.
They spray for them. Yeah.
Everywhere sprays for them. So you don't see them that often unless one like happens to break through and you see it under your sink. Like that's pretty much it. Like you really don't.
It's really
unless weird. You don't. Yep.
Oh, there it is. That's big.
Yeah, that's a tile. He's like,
yeah.
Had I thought about it, but I mean, Tom got rid of his butt. Like he no longer even has a butt. Anyway,
poor soul of Fred.
It was.
Yeah,
so
I mean, if you don't spray, you'll have lots of them.
Yeah, but obviously this place is
you just spray. Just like here in North Carolina, like you'll have a shit ton of cockroaches if you don't spray for them. But if you spray for them, like I haven't seen them in months.
I haven't been there in months.
Fuck.
No, I think did you see was it the last time we saw one when we were in the kitchen together?
Yeah, I think that was my last one.
So
besides dead ones outside every time they spray.
Yeah. No, she sprayed here on the couple days before we got in. So like I know it was a strong roach.
But if you've listened to other podcasts, you understand that cockroaches and spiders, this is a common theme. This is a theme that's never going to go away. So just had to bring it back. Got to bring it back.
We might get a scorpion when we go to Phoenix. So I mean,
no, I don't do scorpions. That's some strong ass venom. Don't put me down for that.
Yeah, I just actually had a client that I was talking to last night who had scorpion medicine during an ayahuasca ceremony. They brushed up against his pinky and stung him. So, and then stung the shaman who was running ceremony. When I was like, oh, that's kind of exciting. Like that, especially a shaman who's running ceremony, like that medicine then gets transferred to everyone in the room. So
Kaylin's face.
I was pretty excited.
What fucking parallel universe is that exciting in?
I mean, the fact that I'm probably a Scorpio, the fact that I have cockroaches and spiders all around, like
maybe next time I have an ayahuasca ceremony, a scorpion will brush up against my pinky.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
No, it won't.
Also, I'm more so trying to mentally paint the picture of how a scorpion accidentally brushes up against a pinky. Like, doesn't have to like crawl on you to get to the pinky.
No, he was sitting laying down. Yeah, he was lying down.
He was being served medicine.
What's that?
I thought you said he was being served medicine. He had already been served.
No, he took medicine and then
in my mind was imagining him with his little cup, and then somehow this like thing, and I'm like brushes against his pinky. I'm like, what was he doing with the cup?
She's like, drink it.
I've arrived. Yeah, so. Bottoms up, baby.
That's enough shaman shit, but no.
Damn.
Yeah.
That probably intensified the medicine then. Whoo.
It did. See, but it's interesting because the shaman got stung and then stopped the ceremony. And I was like, why? Like, that's what disappointed me the most, because if she's tapped into all of their consciousness and she's connected, like
She shouldn't need to.
she shouldn't need to also, and it makes me question what ceremony you went to. And then secondly, like they're basically that collective room, when I look at it, needed to be able to face whatever that they were going to face head on, because that's what a Scorpion does. Like, they don't beat around the bush. They're just like, okay, we're going to do this. Like, so if that was the medicine that was needed in the room, like fucking carry it on. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been like, okay, cool, well, that happened, let's keep going.
Oh, I know that's what you would have done. Having
No.
been in ceremony with you, I can attest to that fact.
Yeah.
You want to cash shaman when you're in ceremony. She won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. We're going on.
Well, I
Don't stop,
responded,
get it.
oh my gosh, I responded back to him last night with all of like the medicine of a Scorpion. I was like, why would she stop? I was like devastated.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I'll get over myself. So,
So we need to give it a little aligned update. We've kind of been talking about it, but
we've been asking for money.
yep.
We've been.
Bitch better have my money.
Don't act like you forgot.
Do we call the shot?
I call the shot.
I
Yeah.
sure as shit call the shots.
No, we've been going through. So I think this is a really good kind of nod to what we were talking about earlier of like, A, working to our design, but B, working kind of in our skill set. And then C, on top of that, like leveraging where Venus and Aries is for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and tapped in and got a list of 17, and then another list of 10, and then another list of 12 different VCs. So we have a good pool of them, and just kind of went through their website, said yes, no, did a little bit of muscle testing, saw the connections that I had, etc. And then I'll let you guys take it from there, because that's basically what I did.
Yeah. And then Jade and I have just been like going through the process and pulling words from different places that different people on the team have written, kind of getting to know what the different VCs are looking for, and then tailoring our pitches to them.
Yeah, every VC has a different method they want you to communicate with. Some have some more like I like the one that was like, prepare to take 30 minutes to fill this. We're like, okay. Some are like, email me. Yeah, learning a lot about the world of VCs. It's a whole world. It's a vast world. You have to know the rules. And I think that it's frustrating to me, because so many of them talk about like, we don't necessarily want cold calls. We want referrals. We want warm calls. I'm like, well, yeah. So we're trying to make it as warm as we can.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because, which I said in the video. So I recorded some videos for the VCs, and I was like, I'm new to the world of VC, not the world of entrepreneurship, because I've always cash flowed things. I've always paid for everything myself. Like, I've not needed help. So I think kind of also telling that story and pushing that story forward makes sense of like, I'm not a new entrepreneur. Like, this isn't my first business. This isn't first rodeo. Like, but hey, I'm scrappy as fuck. And like, I've paid for everything myself and paid my dues. I think kind of, I was looking at it as a little bit slightly of a negative, I think the first couple pitches that we did.
Sure.
And then I was like, wait, like if I was giving someone my money, like I would want a good steward of my money. And if you built a business by yourself, like chances are you're going to be a good steward of money versus just being handed millions of dollars.
And the fact that you're a woman too, like statistically, women earn twice as much for VC than men CEOs do.
Yeah, I read that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I did pitch one yesterday, actually, without you guys, though. I saw him and
good job.
Yeah,
I saw it and I was like, this needs to be pitched. So I just sent them a pitch and filled out the form. But I was like, oh wow, like there was another one that was like, a 15-minute form, all these questions, all these links, everything of that nature. So, but I don't know. I saw him and I was like, okay, this one can't wait. Go. Like,
yeah, good. I mean, that we need to utilize that Venus and Aries all the way through March 16th, because this is what we need. This is what we need to be able to keep going, both personally and with the app. And so it's of utmost importance, and it feels good when we're doing it.
I do find it really interesting that we have 3 men and 3 women on our team. and the men are not the ones who are doing the pitching. They're like, I mean, I asked, some of the guys on our team, like, what do you have? What connections do you have? They're like, this one incubator and, my connection's not going to help you basically. And Tom's like, I don't even know what a VC is.
Sure.
So like, it's interesting to me that we're like, we're going to figure it out. And the guys are like, cool, good luck.
We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Sweet.
Exactly. It's just very like almost gender role reversal. Like
Totally.
Love
they're
that.
essentially gathering and we're like, we're going to go hunt bitches.
Exactly. We're going to find the meat.
It's just really entertaining.
We'll bring it home to you, ladies.
We'll bring you
And
home with
then
bacon,
we'll cook
guys.
it up. Yeah,
So
I love it.
I just find it, I find it ironic and interesting that that's the way that like the chips fell.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so funny too. I love this. I think this is a good concept to mention here too. We're asking for, we know that this app is going to take $1 million, couple million, however much. And that is nothing.
Many millions.
Exactly. I was
But
like,
I mean, we're starting like what we're asking for in this first, like, if a VC gave us $1 million, we could do a lot with that. And that's like nothing for them. Like,
Oh yeah.
There's millions and millions of dollars out there for us to make this a reality. It's not that hard, and it's not.
I'm gonna go with there are billions of dollars out there for us, Jade.
Yes. Okay.
Probably tens of billions of dollars.
I
And we're
stop at
just like
billions.
scratching the surface.
No, it's interesting.
To build it, right? Like, it's not that hard that is out there for us. So we just keep saying what's for us won't pass by us.
I am going to have you look in your ephemeris.
Yes, I have to get it. It's in the other room.
And see what day you think the money's going to come in.
Oh,
Because I think it comes in before March 16th. I just don't know when.
well, we got some words about before the end of February.
That's right. We did.
We've
Meanwhile,
already
it's like
gotten
what,
some
February
downloads.
24th?
Got like another week left or less than a week left in the month. So
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about before the end of February because I'm like, oh, that seems like a pipe dream. Okay. Actually, I said, but how? And then I was like, not for me to figure out. Next.
Yeah.
no, I drew the but how, and it was like, keep doing what you're fucking doing, Cass. And you're like, God damn it, no.
Sit by the pool and imagine.
I know that's like been the
Don't make me relax.
Exactly. It's like play, have fun, embrace this, like enjoy the beach. I like go to my shaman, like one of my mentors. I was like, so what am I supposed to do right now? She's like, I got nothing. She's like, go. She's like, meditate, breathe, self-care. She's like, maybe get your nails done. I was like, fuck you. Like,
I don't want to do that.
why do people pay for shamans? This shit's bullshit. It's true. So yeah.
Well, that is the ride, and we're on it, and it feels good. Go Venus and Aries.
Yay, pom pom.
Well, can't wait for you guys to celebrate with us when it all shakes out the way it is supposed to.
Do we roast anything today?
Oh God.
Nothing comes immediately.
Do I have any hate in my heart right now? Maybe. Probably.
I mean, I had a woman who was sanitizer Marge today kind of like get mad at me at the gym because I didn't sanitize well enough, but that's pretty much it.
Fuck you, sanitizer Marge. I don't get paid to do this. I pay to be here.
I wiped down the handles, the butt, and the back seat. I didn't touch the screen. I didn't touch anything else on the
She
machine.
literally said words to you about that?
She was like, wow, that's not a very good job. And then she moved to, it's a circuit. She moved to the other like side to like make sure that I didn't, contaminate the machine before she did.
Hell no. Where is Venus and Aries in her chart?
I don't know, up Uranus. I don't know.
No, actually, that's a really good guess. I bet Venus and Aries is hitting right on her Uranus.
So I don't know. I said bye to her before I left the gym. I was like, have a really pleasant day and have a good weekend. She was like, I was like, whatever. So
Man, I
Makes
would
me
be
thankful
there.
for my home workouts that I don't have to interact with people at gyms.
I don't know. I didn't hear her at first because I had my headphones on and she acted, it was like she was just talking and I was looked at her. She kept talking. So I was like, sorry, what was that? And then she repeated
Wow.
herself. So there's some balls there.
Cass, that's disturbing.
It's
And
fine.
I'm with you, Kaylin. I used to be a little bit of a gym rat. Like for years, I went every day for years, every
Mhm.
day. And I can't make myself go to the gym now. I tried to go back and my whole body just feels yucky in there. So damn, I don't like the gym. I don't like people
I'm
at the
gonna
gym.
plug Katie and her beach body, but like legit that
Mhm.
like I've been so consistent with that since I bought it last year, end of last year after having Kennedy when I was approved to work out again. Like it is good. They are good workouts. You can be consistent with it. And I don't have to deal with the bullshit of going to the gym.
Yeah.
And like that.
That was a good plug for Katie's beach body.
It
So
was.
we'll put that in the show notes, right?
Yep. We totally can put a link to Katie's beach body. I
Mm.
love it. I do love the at homes, but I like to lift. So in a perfect world,
I
I have
know.
a rack and some, barbells and some plates in my whatever basement that I have.
Get
That's my
some
ideal.
weights. Yeah. And it was at first, and I had a hard time with it because we didn't have weights. And then we bought our weights and like,
Yeah, I have them
since
at the
then,
house, but it's different to do like a 10 or 15 pound weight versus a barbell. I love a good barbell.
yeah.
Where's that in my chart, Jade?
No, I Mars and Aries. Hello. Yeah. Uh,
Lifting heavy things. Yes.
yes. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Well, what a fun little podcast today. I
It
love
was
you,
fun.
ladies.
Cool. Well, hopefully next week when we're recording, we got some money in the bank.
I got money in the bank.
Oh, mine was money in the bank, shorty, what you drank, but we can go with both. There's a lot of money in the bank songs. We'll leave it at that.
A lot.